do you think, what are the key 2 or 3 unfinished tasks you think which you need to now focus on going forward?
So I break that up into internal to SEBI and external in the marketplace. So internal to SEBI, I think a lot of the things that SEBI did, and very rapidly, our restructuring was done in 4 months, which normally, with an external consultant, that would take a couple of years. What I would really like to do is try and institutionalize many of the things that we have done. And after I demit office, my sense is the new person will come, will leave their own stamp. If even 60–65% of what has been created over the last few years stays and gets institutionalized and cemented further, I would be delighted. So my effort going forward in the next year or so will really be to institutionalize the changes that we've brought about. In the external marketplace, I think the most important piece that I would like to see happening is greater financial inclusion. And a simple example of that is a conversation that I had with some of our mutual funds, for instance, because that's a great product for financial inclusion. And right now, I asked them, I said, the 500 rupees per month SIP, is it viable for you? And they said yes. And I said, well, what will it take to make it 100 rupees? And he said, almost all of them said, not possible. It's just not possible. I said, okay, I'll settle for 250 rupees. So now we are working with them to see where is that cost, what can SEBI do to facilitate making it possible to bring that viability down to 250 rupees a month, because then it is the equivalent of what Hindustan Lever did with shampoo sachets. You just explode the market and you just grow the market, and the kind of financial inclusion it brings, and equally importantly, the strength it gives to our markets. So I'll just take a minute to describe what has happened in the recent, I would say, 1 year or so. As many of you know that, globally, money became expensive. Fed was tightening, liquidity became tight. And so foreign money, investment money, left our shores. Unlike other emerging markets, our markets were still resilient. Why was that? That was because retail money came in to fill that vacuum, both direct investments by retail investors as well as through our mutual funds. Now what happened, because the markets remained resilient, is that our share in the global indices went up. The people who left India started underperforming their benchmark index because we were roaring thanks to domestic demand, and they had left, so they were missing out on the Indian returns. And very soon they actually came back because they could not afford to miss out on the Indian returns. So in effect, the benefit of our domestic flows and the retail flows had a double impact. The impact of their coming in and the impact of the foreign money returning, because they couldn't afford to miss the Indian story. So I think that's the strength of India. And if I can, in the next year or so that I have, if I can somehow make that viable and to make that 500 rupees into 250, I think that would lay the foundation for the next many years for future growth and further resilience of the market.